What's up? My name is Benjamin, and today we will have an interview call with Jerry Taylor and how we helped him to scale from pretty much, I wouldn't say zero, but with the new funnel zero to 140K per, not per month, but in 8 days. Is that right?
That's what happened. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Okay. So before we really get into the nitty-gritty, give just like a quick introduction about yourself. What is your business? What do you do? And where you are right now?
Yeah, I'm Jerry Taylor. I'm a lawyer in the U.S. in the state of Alabama and city of Fairhope. And I do estate planning work, which is basically death law, figuring out how you're going to pass all the things you own and money you have on to your kids or whoever after you die. And I got into social media about 3 years ago and developed a fairly big following and wanted to monetize it and went through all kinds of iterations trying to do that. Worked with several different people. Some things sort of worked, but we never really hit, what I would consider to be a successful path until I got with Benjamin. And Benjamin turned everything on its ear and I think we've got some good days ahead.
Definitely. Could you be more specific, like how many followers do you have in total across all platforms?
Right now, I think it's about 2.3 million if you add everything up, and that's TikTok, Instagram, a Facebook business page, a Facebook personal page, Threads, and now I'm not including Lemonade. I really don't do anything on Lemonade, but I've got 50,000 followers there. I don't know how that happened either, but anyway, it's about 2.3.
Hmm. Okay, awesome. Before we hit this 140K launch in 8 days, what was your monthly revenue looking like and kind of like how your business looked like back then?
Yeah, so up until probably a year ago, I would say, I just had kind of the standard law practice meeting with clients and creating estate plans for them that was probably averaging 35 to 40 grand a month. I would say something like that. About a year ago, I opened up a group for people to join to kind of learn more about estate planning. It's on the school platform, and they paid $100 a month to sort of get information from me, to have calls with me twice a week, that type of thing. And that was relatively successful. I think this year I've probably brought in from that group maybe 85 or $90,000, something like that.
Hmm.
But it's dwindling down, because I haven't really been paying attention to it. Um, but I could see when that happened that people don't only want education, they want some kind of an outcome. They want, um, you know, to achieve something. They don't only want to learn, they want to achieve something. So I think what we did here, and what Benjamin did, was we put together educational products that not only explain fully estate planning to people here in the US, it also walks them through the creation of a binder that can be passed on to their kids, their heirs when they die, that literally is if they complete the binder the way that I tell them to in the videos, it literally is a roadmap for the kids to follow that will save them. There is no telling how much time, weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks of time. Um, so if they implement the things that are presented to them in these courses, the benefit to their heirs is huge. Um, and kind of the next step in what we're doing is to add in a DIY. It's already there, but we're going to kind of start to focus more on a DIY platform, and also business that comes through that just wants to work with me or an attorney in their own state. Um, so yeah, legacy was the thing we had going. Then Benjamin developed a fabulous, and I didn't even, I mean, you're the one that developed these products. I don't think I even, you developed the original outlines. I don't think I had any input on that at all. Um, and I just took those, and for the most part, I think I changed one of them up a little bit, but I took those and just did the videos from those outlines. Um, and then the next iteration we're going to is going to have this incredible lead magnet again that Benjamin came up with. Um, and it's fabulous. I mean, Benjamin's in Romania. He doesn't know shit about United States law. And I know we've got AI to help us these days, but it's really, I mean, that lead magnet is really, I think it's really good.
Appreciate it. Yes, AI is great, but one thing is more important, which is research. And yes, you are kind of right, because I'm in Romania, like the laws here are extremely different. So the only thing and the only advantage that I have over other people is that I can do a lot of research based on one topic and just like go with that.
Yeah. Well, you did it, and it was all right. I mean, it was right on the money.
Awesome. Now, let's move to the next one. So you mentioned that you have more than 2 million followers in total. So why wasn't that translating into consistent revenue before, like before we started working together?
Well, as an attorney in the US, you can only work directly with clients in the states where you're licensed. So I'm licensed in Alabama, Mississippi, and Florida. Um, and I work with people from all of those states. But I can't work with anybody outside of those states directly. So for 3 years that I've been on social media, I have been bombarded with people wanting to work with me from all over the country, and I just can't do it. So that's what got me really looking into how to monetize this following. And I knew there was significant revenue there that was just being ignored, um, or that I couldn't tap. And that's what I was looking for. So um, that's the long-term potential. I mean, it's figuring out how to do that, and that's what Benjamin has done.
Yeah. Also, one more thing kind of like I want to add into this, like you are in law and you are an attorney. And as I know, like here in Romania, people just hate attorneys for some reason. I'm not sure
It's
if
universal. It's universal.
okay, it's universal. So it's really hard to
Other
sell.
than me, I mean, people love me. So
Yeah, other than you. So it's really hard to sell in that niche specifically because they are skeptical, and even if you provide them like a lot of valuable information, they still think that you are full of shit. Let's just like be honest. Okay.
yep, all
So
that is very true. And
yeah,
for Benjamin, I can certainly see where it's an extremely difficult niche to work in because, law is such a complicated field. But in addition to that, lawyers in the US have all of these ethics rules that they have to comply with. And all the stuff that we're doing, Benjamin and I are doing, has to comply with these ethics rules. And it's extremely difficult to, um, walk the tightrope of trying to maintain or trying to stay within the guidelines.
Yeah, yeah. Next question. So, what was your typical week was looking like before you started working with me, and how it looks like now when you have kind of like me and my team and handling like most of the part of the business? Can you walk us through that?
Yeah, well, before I started working with Benjamin, I was meeting with clients almost solely in person, um, face-to-face meetings and presentations on estate planning and going through all their personal information. And as a result of working with Benjamin, I am now totally 100% remote working with clients, and it's worked out great. Um, so I don't even have an office. I mean, I work out of my house. Um, so it's really a perfect situation for me. I don't want an office. I've practiced law for decades, and I've spent most of that time in an office with fluorescent lights, and um, I never want to do it again. So this has been perfect for me. So yeah, the biggest change is that I've gone totally 100% remote, and um, I think that's probably the best thing I could say about that.
Appreciate that. And we do have offices. That is your office in the background, and this is my office in the background.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So before you started working with me, did you try like other agencies to work with, doing it yourself, or even just like hiring freelancers?
Yeah. I did. I worked with a guy that was in the US. Um, Super smart guy, super nice guy. I liked him a lot. Um, he is the one that helped me put together the group of people that pay monthly and kind of subscribe. Um, and it was relatively successful. I think I said that earlier, but I knew that that wasn't where I needed to be. That wasn't going to be the thing that brought it all together in terms of a fully comprehensive monetization program. I could see that pretty quickly. And once, and he could see that as well. And once we both came to that realization, he didn't really have any other ideas on what to do. Um, so I decided to, start moving in a different direction. And I have worked with tons of marketing companies, but in terms of just monetizing social media, maybe one more prior to the guy I just talked about. But nobody really had the big picture, you know, which includes, starting everything with the funnel and then creating that funnel and creating all the products to go in the funnel and all the emails to go with the funnel. And there's a ton of work that's associated with putting the funnel together successfully. And Benjamin's got all that down. Benjamin works his ass off, I can tell you that. And he pulls it all together. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I was just I'm just I'm the instrument. He's the puppet master.
You are the face, and
Yeah.
you build this entire thing, like a lot of followers. I didn't really have you to get like a lot of followers, and I can really help, and I can pretty much help anyone to monetize that following. And that is more important than just like gaining followers and letting them just like sit there and yeah, I have 2 million followers, but I don't make money.
Yeah, that's and there are plenty of people I think that say that, kind of this, they got this vanity thing going on in their head. They got all these followers, but if you can't turn the following into money, what do you really have? I mean, like, unless you're just a narcissist and that's what you get off on is just, how you think people view you. I could see that there was revenue there to be had with these people that were extremely interested in the stuff that, this old guy on social media was talking about. And so I just needed to find someone who could help me pull together that whole picture of how to monetize them.
Yeah,
And that's what we're doing. That's what we've done. And, you know, we've got a lot of things planned for the future.
yeah, yeah. You mentioned before that I created the kind of like the product outline for you, so the course creation. So my question would be like, how involved were you in kind of like creating everything? So what was the sole part that you did and what we handled?
So Benjamin pretty much created everything. And then I would just review things primarily for ethics reasons to make sure that it was all complying with ethics rules in the states where I'm licensed to practice. Um, Beyond that, the basic outline of the course, the funnel, all the copy in the funnel, all the emails associated with the funnel. I mean, Benjamin did all of those things. I just basically proofread and then I did the videos for the courses. Uh, and that took a lot of, I mean, it took up one weekend. Basically, I sat here in this chair for 2.5 days and didn't move doing these videos. But other than that, Benjamin pulled together the whole thing. And, I was amazed at what he produced.
So in 2.5 days, you did $140,000.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty good. I
You should
mean,
sit more in that chair.
yeah. The only the I used to be a lawyer that sued big companies, like big drug companies all over the world. There's stupid crazy money in that. I mean, unbelievable. But this is even easier than that was. Making money. Um, because once this funnel is created and the videos are created, I mean, over time, you'll want to polish things up and maybe uh, tweak them. But I don't have to lift a finger, and the money just keeps coming in.
That's true. Especially if we will add new products to the pipeline and also like scale with the ads. So what we just did right now was just like pure organically. And we still need to make some changes to the funnel, to the products, and to the entire pipeline. But long story short, this can turn easily into a 300K per month just from course sales alone business, I would say, with that.
Yeah. What I also learned through what we've done is the power of once you've got a following of really any size, the power of creating the wait list and building up the people on the wait list to what is going to be coming because man, it exploded. I mean, when it opened up, when it was finally opened up to the wait list, it exploded. And the first, I mean, did we do 40,000 on the first day?
Yeah, 40K, almost 30, 39-ish.
Hmm. Yeah. So I had no idea that that whole concept would be so powerful, but it was. So I don't know how we sustain that moving forward, but I guarantee you Benjamin's got some ideas.
I already do. I already do. Now, if you could talk to someone who is kind of like in the same position that you were a couple of months ago, what would you kind of like tell them? So they have like a big following, authority, but they are not really making money.
Yeah, I have no qualms whatsoever and would um, recommend in the highest terms possible that you get with Benjamin and see if there's a plan to be made to monetize whatever you've got going on. Um, I mean, I've been totally pleased, and you don't need 2.3 million followers to make money on social media. So, yeah, anybody that's considering working with Benjamin, I would say do it. I mean, not everybody on the planet meshes well together, but Benjamin does great work. He works like crazy and he produces an excellent product.
Appreciate that. And to kind of like add to what you said, you don't need millions of followers. That's true because we only had like 4,000 people signed up to the wait list. So out of
Yeah.
4,000 people, we generated 140K, which is a lot.
Yep. Yeah. I think, I wish I had started doing this at least a couple of years ago because some of the really huge videos that I had happened early. And if I had had something like this in place, oh my gosh, I can't imagine what the numbers would be. Um, in what I'm doing, talking about death law essentially, people are very interested in it, but it seems to me, in my niche at least, maybe with lawyers, you kind of reach a plateau in terms of your following and the way your videos are uh, getting views. And it's hard to break through that plateau. I mean, I've done it several times, but it's hard to do it.
Yeah.
Um, and that's kind of where I'm at now. If we can, moving forward, get some of the videos to hit like I have in the past, the numbers are going to be crazy.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, I will not really keep you for long. So the last question will be, what is the next milestone for you? Like, where do you want to be with your business or even just like kind of like more of like your personal life in the next 6 months?
Hmm. Well, y- in terms of what I'm doing, I am 68 years old. Um, I doubt if there's many 68-year-old dudes on social media, that did something like this, certainly in a 3-year time period. Um, but if we can sustain this, I'll never stop doing it. I mean, I'll just keep going from iteration to iteration. Um, I enjoy it, and the leverage, the leverage of my time to revenue is crazy. I mean, um, it's one of the biggest leveraging opportunities I think there is. Um, so at least for years, I will not stop doing this if it continues to work. Um, and I'll never stop working. I'll be working on the day that I die. So we'll see. I'm not really sure beyond. I really don't think beyond next week much.
Awesome. Awesome. So pretty much these were all of my questions. And yeah, that's it. If you want to share anything that you have on your mind, just let me know. And if not, then we can end the call and kind of like the interview here.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would just encourage anybody watching this, if you're on the bubble about whether or not to, to get in social media this way, to try and monetize what you've got going on, I would say absolutely. And number two, if you're considering working with Benjamin, I would again say absolutely. You know, I mean, you may decide that it's um, not exactly for you, but I've been totally pleased, and Benjamin works as hard as anybody I've um, been around in this arena. So just do it.
Appreciate it. And one more thing to add into that, we cannot really work with a lot of clients. So I don't really want to work with 10 plus people because I just wouldn't be available and we would probably produce really shit work that will not really work. So we are planning to work with max 3 people, and one of them is already taken, I would say for a couple of years. So we just have 2 more spots open.
Yeah. If you do work with Benjamin, you can't dominate his time, or I'll find you.
Awesome, awesome.